How everybody doing today? I just want to show you guys a few trades to let you know that when you begin to chart and different things of that sort, it is possible to be very on point with this charting. And so when you take the class and you learn, you will get an understanding on how you can make tons of money on the market by understanding how to chart, because charting is so important and it allows you to understand where the market is going to go, the risk that you may be taking, and the way to capitalize on what the market is doing. So let's take a quick look at some of these. So the first one I have is DG. Usually I won't say the name of the company, I know that, but it's over there in the corner too. If you want to look, it always be right there. Same Dollar General. So what happened was with this particular one here, I spotted this, and we'll have to talk about more detail. Like I said, like when you learn and you see the class, you know more detail. But if you are familiar with charting, you're familiar with trading, and you kind of know what I'm talking about. But if you don't and you're interested, then you should sign up for class. But here we go. So I seen right here is a buy-in. I bought in. I wanted to show everyone where I bought in at. I bought in at about here, which is somewhere around, looks around like 74.82 or something like that. Now, if you can read this, and that's not, I'll read it to you, but I put these notes in um before, and then I'll move it up so we can kind of see it right here what it says. So if you can read that. So it says basically if it drops below 75.43 mark, looking to drop to a possible 171.28, and if it passes 171.28, it would get to 169.88. And I wanted to let everybody know when I did it, it was on 4:15, it was in the morning. Whatever time I looked at it, I was somewhere around here, which is yeah in the morning about 10:45. So we see that. We see that's a thing. We see that's a possibility. I'm gonna keep that, move that back right around here so we can see it. That says the same thing. I just kind of double read it. So now what we see is it did exactly what I said pretty much. Now we see it took a drop and it didn't get this 171.28, but it got to 171.85, which is reasonably close, and that's really good. Like that's enough to jump in right here. Like we'll jump in here and get your money right there. Now because you already know that it has resistance to hit it this way at a high point. So at this point, that's a nice risk to reward. So your only risk that you would be looking at if you was to jump in to ride it back up after it convincingly turned around would be basically just to here, just to the 171.28 we talked about. So now you look at how much room you have going up. So this is what I talked about. I said there was a possibility of riding it back the other way. So what that means is you could make money on the put option going down, then turn around and make money riding that same stock on that same day, riding that same stock on that same day for a bigger come up the other way, and you both making money on both sides. It's amazing what you could do with it. It's crazy. So I wrote right there. I put it there and put where the buy-in would be at. What the buy-in would be what like 172.85. Now the reason why it's a little bit higher than the 171.85 that it hit is because I wanted to convincingly turn around. Like you want things to convincingly move, and we'll talk about that when you get ready for the class. So it went. I said possibly ride the other way up to 175.25. If it passes 175.25, you could probably get to the 176.87. If it goes past that, you're looking at 178.31. Now, it convincingly turned around. We see now if you bought in right here, or you bought in now, you are going up. And we're talking about right here. And you guys will understand that even from the 72 to the 75 it's nice. That's a nice point move. And that's something that you can make a significant amount of money on. Now, what happened was it not only went there, but it went all the way up to the next point that I said, then the next point that I said. But because DG hit a new high, it was nice because there's a possibility that you could have rolled this all the way up to an 11-point gain. To about an 11-point gain. And you do not understand how much money that is. But as you get familiar with stocks, you will understand that that's about 200, 300, even sometimes like 400 times your money. and that is crazy. You could put in 100 and make 300 or 400 off. So, or 1,000 and make a couple thousand off of it, or whatever you want to do, depending on how many shares and the volume and all that. But we have to talk about the details about that later. But I wanted you to see that particular one. Now I want you to see another stock. The other one that we're looking at is Allstate. Now, this was charted, and I want you to understand this was charted a while back, and I want to see what would happen. And what I want you to understand is the stock is hitting exactly. So if you see up there, you'll see it hit exactly the mark that I talked about. Now, this is what we did. If you read right here, and I'll bring this up again, it's probably locked. Let me unlock it. I'll bring this up again so you can see it. What it says, because it's got a lot of writing right here. So basically, it says, if you can see it, but if not, I'm reading it for you. That if drops below 97 has a possibility of hitting low 94, so going to 94, but could drop as low as 92, meaning that's the next spot if it passed 94. Keep an eye on that for a quick put option trade. I wrote that at 415. But then I also said that on the turnaround, I have that locked. Let me unlock that. And so I said on the turnaround, if it rises above 103, you could possibly hit 105. After the 105, look for a nice rise in the stock call all the way to possibly 114. Now, this is what I wrote. Now, I want you to understand that now this right there, you're gonna see it did hit 105. Now, what we call it is 97 here. This 97 is a support point. That's why we said if it drops below, it can eventually drop below, it could hit 94. But we see here the support point holds up. It holds the stock. It holds it. Then it turns it back around. Now I said if it passes the 103 mark, could see if there was a lot of resistance points here. So you wouldn't really want to play, because there's so many there. You know what I mean? Unless you played, unless you got in down here, and then you wanted to ride it up there, that would be cool, which would be a good little jump for you right there, which you could go from the 97 mark around here to the 101, and that would be nice. But I just wanted to decide to see what this high mark was going to do. Now, what we see is if once it's conventionally passes that 103 that I said, we see that today it hit right at the line. So that line, that's not a line, but I want you to understand is that that line is not a line that the chart does at all. All of these lines you see are lines that we put in from charting. And if you see the candlesticks, it rises up, and what these little ones call is like it means it hit this mark, but the market was this high point. But that means that it hit right at the mark, though. At one point, the price hit the exact mark that we already had listed as the top resistance point, and that it had to get past to go to 114. So this is how you can predict it. You see where it would stop. You can get in where you want to, and then you can ride it up to the points that you're charting. And if you're charting well and you're doing it the right way and different things, there's a big chance that you will be able to play the market and see and make money. It's one of those things that is amazing. It's one of those things that I'm glad that I got aboard, came aboard on, and could see some of the interesting things that I had no clue about before. So I just want you to see that. That's why I've been making these notes so that when we do these videos, you can see that the charting is exactly what we're saying. So let's do this last one. And this trade I did yesterday ended up being a small, quick trade to make 55% of my money. So you'll see I made 55%. It was just something quick just to see and point out. Now, if you look at this, none of these top marks up here were made, and you'll see a uptrend. Now, what we call that blue line is called an uptrend that I wrote in to see that it was on an uptrend. Now, I spotted this around right here. I was talking to my mom on the phone. I'm like, wait a minute, I see something that I think I could do a little something with. Now, what I did was I charted back. And if you see, you might can't read this, so I'll move it down. It says, buy in looking for a 58 hit. Now, I put it back up right here because the buy-in was right here. So the buy-in looked for 58. Now what happened was It rose all the way up to 58.08, and that's what I knew. So I didn't want to be greedy because that was my point. I knew it was going to hit that point. I knew at least it would hit that point. And so it hit that point. I'm looking at it. Hey, it was right there with a 55% return. It was quick. It was on an uptrend that has, you don't know when it's going to turn around. You know, if it breaks your uptrend here, it's going to turn around. But I went ahead and pulled out about right here. And as you can see, it took a drop and it kind of held. It's been holding there the rest of the time around where I bought in at. It's kind of been holding that particular line, that particular place for a while. But it was a quick money. That took about 50 minutes. That 55% back took about 50 minutes. That's all it took for that to do that. And that's something that you guys can learn and learn how to do and make money. And it's really good. It's really awesome. But I wanted to kind of come to you guys, show you that video. This is Big Time Stocks with Jay Stocks. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you guys soon. Some of you guys sign up for the class so we can get you guys in the stock market and making money like I know you can. All right. Well, that's all for you today. I'm out.